The human brain is believed to have three parts. The innermost part is called the R complex or the reptilian brain. This part of the brain is responsible to keep you alive. This is the oldest brain ever discovered and is seen in reptilians. This part of the brain only understands defense and attack. It controls your heart and the lungs, and it has no feelings. Then come the limbic system and the neocortex brains. While the neocortex brain is responsible for analytical thinking and logic and is only seen in human beings, the limbic system is seen in mammals. And this is responsible for most of the feelings and the emotions that you experience. Emotions are beautiful. The emotion of joy, the emotion of fear, the beautiful emotion of awaiting a treasure, a hope, the emotion of anticipation, the emotion of love, the emotion of gratitude, trust, concern, sorrow, or just another tantrum. Every emotion is beautiful, isn't it? Wait. Is every emotion really beautiful? There's one emotion that you wish you never had. This doesn't only harm you and your surroundings, but also takes the humanity away from you. This is the moment when you just can't take what happened to you. You don't want to react. You don't want to harm anyone. You want to calm down and think, but you just can't control your anger anymore. You don't know what you're saying, you don't know what you're doing. Even before you realize, your reptilian brain has taken control of the rest of your brains. And now, all you can think of is to defend yourself and attack. Hey, what's up? Welcome to my challenge video for Next Face Awards 2019 India. So guys, firstly, thank you so much for supporting me all this while and appreciating my work. So I've made it to top 15 of Next Face Awards India, and for going to the next round, I would really need your support and votes. So if you like this video, please go to the description box below and click on the link given and vote for me. That will mean a lot to me. Thank you so much in advance. Back to the tutorial. So what you see happening in the background is we are painting the brain on the hand. So just in case you didn't notice, the brain shown in the beginning of the video was painted on hand. I'm sure by now you know. So I used face paints basically to draw the base and the background was colored black, so that way when you hold it against a black backdrop, the black part won't show up and you'll have the illusion effect that you want. So I finished the look with my favorite Epic ink liner by NYX, and I always call this my favorite because of the precision that it gives. You'll see me use this very often in the video. And with that, we were done with the brain. Moving on to the props now. So the headpiece had two parts. The first part was really simple, as you can see, and the second one required a lot of work. So for that I cut out a foam sheet for the base and then I glued it onto a hairband. Then I used some aluminium foil and I crushed it and shaped it into horn-like structures, and I glued them onto the base. And once I had enough of these, I cut out some lightweight clay to connect these pieces together. I would really recommend using lightweight clay for this kind of work, otherwise you'll end up having a really heavy headpiece which you don't want. So I finished this off with a few small horns throughout the headpiece. So with that, I was looking kind of cute at this stage, but I didn't want it to look cute. So I sprayed some dark green color and I added a few more shades of green throughout to make it a little more reptile-ish. And after multiple coats, it finally started looking the way I wanted. Now for the prosthetics, I used a mannequin head, and using some sculpting clay, I pressed against the face to get an impression of the facial features. Then using a knife, I carved out the eyebrows. And then using clay tool, I made these small holes throughout the surface. Well, if you don't have these fancy tools, don't you worry, you can always use the rounded edge of your favorite lip liner and it works equally well, trust me. I repeated the steps for the other piece and I allowed the cast to dry overnight. The next morning, I applied a thin coat of liquid latex and then I let it dry before I could apply the next layer. I have a little tip here, so if you want, you can cover your brush with a plastic wrap to avoid your brush getting spoiled in liquid latex. I always do that. Once it was dry, it looked like this and I slowly peeled out the latex. It was quite a delicate structure because of all the holes it had, so I was very slow and careful. I dusted some translucent powder on both the surfaces so that the latex doesn't stick onto latex and create a mess. Then I cut through the eye hole for ease of application because that way it would fit better. I'll show you what I mean in a moment. Then I cut out these spikes kind of things. I'm not sure what they called, but reptile spikes maybe. Then I used same lightweight clay to shape the structure and I spray painted everything in green. Like everything, literally. I don't know, I was kind of getting obsessed with this green. Like I used this as a base of almost everything that I created. For the back piece, I used these pipes that you get in hardware shop, and I made a couple of circles by placing some wires inside each of them to give it a nice shape. And then I made these tiny horn-like structures and stuck them along the circumference of each of these circles. And while doing that, I learned that glue gun is not a very good thing to use on aluminium foil, so you gotta be careful there. It doesn't really stick well. Once I was done, guess what? I sprayed the same green over it, and like I said, I used this as the base of all the articles that I created, and then I added different shades of green to intensify the colors. Moving on to the makeup finally. So if you notice, there were two looks in this. So the idea behind this was transforming a human into a reptilian. So let me take you through look 1, which is more of a human and less of a reptile. For this, I started priming my face with the NYX Pore Filler, and then I mixed a few drops of a Wavy Glow Liquid Booster in the shade Glazed Donuts along with Total Control Drop Foundation and Blending Sponge, all by NYX, along my face, and then I concealed a part of my eyebrows with orange corrector followed by concealer. And then I used the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil to draw my outline of eyebrow. I know I'm running through the tutorial, but I want to finish it within the time limit. So following that, I used the NYX eyeshadow base and skin along with this beautiful palette by NYX, and I used the pink to highlight the main eye look just under the eyebrow. Then I use this white base by NYX to draw a line very close to the lash line, and I open the eyelid to get a guideline for the crease. And then once I fill the crease, I applied yellow from the same palette and I contoured the eye. Back to my epic ink liner, which is my favorite. I drew this dramatic eyeliner look that I had in mind. And like I said, it gives a beautiful precision, so I played with it the way I wanted. Once I was done with the eyeliner, I took some black eyeshadow and I blended out the sharp edges of the eye look. Then I grabbed my Ultimate Brights eyeshadow palette, my second favorite for contouring the cheek. I mainly used purple and pink for this. Then I wiped off all the makeup from the other side of my face and I stuck these prosthetics using liquid latex. I used hairdryer to quickly dry them, and now you probably understand why I cut through the eye hole so that I can fit them well around my eyes. And then using my Stay Matte But Not Flat foundation by NYX, I blended out the edges. Now for the lips, I used the Sweat Cream lipstick by NYX in the shade Pink Lust, and then using my epic ink liner, I made a few more freehand lines on my shoulder and forehead. And then finally I added this beautiful shimmer down lip veil in the shade What the Punk to add a touch of sheen on the lips. And as always, I finished the look with setting spray by NYX. Now moving on to the look 2, this is more of a reptilish look and less of a human look. For this one, I concealed the complete eyebrow with orange corrector followed by concealer and setting powder. And then using my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil, I drew a similar eyebrow as that of the previous look with a little more detailing this time. Then I used face paints in the shades green and yellow to create the base of the eye look. Once done, I took my epic ink liner once again and I drew some straight lines just above the eyebrow and created a U shape at the base for a dramatic look. And then I rolled out some lightweight clay in this kind of shape, and then I placed them along the contour of my cheeks, and I used liquid latex to stick them onto my cheeks. You may also use lash glue for this. This time I used my Jumbo Eye Pencil to sketch out the outline of each of these prosthetic pieces. And once I had the outline, I applied liquid latex along these outlines. Yes, I used my fingers for this because the liquid latex was drying way too quickly. By the time I was transferring it to the brush and my skin, the latex was drying out and I was like, what the hell? So yeah, you have to be really quick with this. While it was drying, I started painting my neck with green. And then it was time to peel out the internal side of the liquid latex layer to give the feel of peeling skin, and I stuck in the prosthetics like so, grabbing the epic ink liner once again to finish the eye look. So I wanted this reptilish touch to be partial, hence I drew a few more lines along the neckline to give a touch of reptilish look, but then I didn't want to make it too stark. Following that, I used a black eyeshadow to create the illusion of depth in certain areas. And to contrast that, I used the NYX Wavy Glow highlighter on the high points, including the cheekbone. A little more shading here and there and we were close to completion. And this time I used my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in black bean for the lips. And then I did a little more detailing, and finally I used these clay horns and stuck them onto the shoulder, and after 8 long hours I was ultimately done with the look too. Oh, by the way, this turtle shell that you might have noticed in the pictures was made of clay and spray painted again. I told you I was obsessed with this. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really look forward to your support through votes, and I really hope you appreciate my hard work. Thank you so much once again for watching and for being there. Till we meet again, take very good care of yourself and keep smiling.